Peter, or sorry, from bluffing, excuse me, who will be a second jungler here. They'll have to deal with Peter in the mid lane in that 2v2. Thinking about Peter's Camille from yesterday, but it's bluffing this time.
I think it's Faker that played a lot of Akali into Cassiopeia, and we have seen this a decent amount here in Korea. Think about the Ambessa into Rumble, which we have also seen quite a lot. Feels like Ambessa's making a big comeback nowadays.
In KeSPA Cup especially. I mean, it's played in like every single game one of this whole tournament, it feels like. I think actually in top 5 still.
It does look kind of similar. You know, there's like a little dude on it. They're both yellow.
You don't have to give me credit on this, Valdez. I just missed it.
Also, it's like on cooldown, so you can't see the whole picture,
Anyway,
right?
I was surprised he didn't use barrier in that exchange. So I was like, oh, I guess he used exhausted anyway. Project's going to avoid this taunt easily.
Peter's in a lot of trouble. Yeah, he's just dead. First blood, and... You know, I have worries, Wolf, because this is kind of the way that DNS were playing early on yesterday as well.
Yeah, and this is also how HLE demolished Gen.G in game 1, was just Pyeongchik and bluffing, blasting the bottom lane of Gen.G, and they could not stand up to the pressure at all. It was a tragedy. There wasn't even that much jungle attention. Like, Jackal was like, I think you guys got that down there. And, yeah, I mean, this, you know, summoner spells, jokes aside, that was pretty obvious, which is kind of what you said for the previous
Speaking
play.
of obvious, by the way, Duckdom is dead. I don't know if he's 100% dead, and let's see the taunt here from Peter as he's trying to get both of them, but bluffing plays this so well. Lots of damage, though, in a Pyeongchik, and that will be a kill there at least, but Duckdom is still going to die, so I suppose that's true, and Jackal's here down on the bottom side, and Peter will die a second time as they will give the kill over to Jackal.
Might have been able to utilize that, but it looks like he is not going to go for it. As you can see here, Panther was 1 minion away, and Dudu was not going to play around with that. Just wants to get a better trade here. Both of them are already teleported, so if you can find a good trade like this for Dudu here and turn it into a larger play, you might be able to stack a larger advantage, as this matchup is going pretty even right now. On the bottom side of the map, Duckdom's still with a farm lead. Obviously, a lot of gold was given over to HLE. Let's see if they can do it again, as he does have his flashback.
Yeah, Peter doesn't, as he's going to get the dodge circle down, but already a lot of damage into Duckdom, and under the turret, he just dies. Peter as well getting super low as they juggle the turret aggro perfectly. Double kill here for Pyeongchik.
It's somewhat problematic that the lead goes over here now to this early Cassiopeia, but it's not that big of a lead, as we've already kind of discussed, as Jackal's also starting to take some camps away, potentially. Gets this one. And they're trying to look for a fight here. Peter, got to be careful.
There are 3 people in that bush. The taunt does come through, so Peter will be okay. That ult is going to get 1 stun, but Cracker does disengage. Now you can see that HLE trying to just get out of here, as finally Dudu's going to make his way over, but this is a good read from HLE trying to disengage. I just don't know if they can, as, oh, big petrifying gaze on a 2, as now Pyeongchik is in a lot of trouble on top of the 2 that have already gone down. In goes Cracker, trying to make something of this play, gets Charvel, dies immediately.
The kill, but also dies, and now
Jackal does have flash. He's going to try to get some distance here, but the flash on in from Closer, and that's going to be his doom as well, as it's getting messy in this game. He did get that kill on a Jackal with the poison. And now we got a Jin just firing some shots for Peel. Closer did not have to do that with the lead that he had.
This is not a good state for Pyeongchik in this bottom lane. Ooh, he gets the Valkyrie before he gets grounded there.
Dudu gonna take a little bit of damage, as now we got a Shen coming on in, and Dudu was just waiting for this, and yeah, just waiting for the taunt to come in first. Panther's gonna do a couple of circles and see if that gets him out, and they just try not to use anything, and eventually he just dies. Yeah.
They've done something by now. And obviously now they know where he is, and Charvel still wants to contest here.
He wants to kill on a Pyeongchik, but the exhaust is going to stop a bunch of that damage from coming through. He does die in the end.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not about how they play the fight mechanically. It's just that they can't win the fight with their setup or the numbers game that they're losing, so their hands don't matter. As they might not matter here for Closer, as he might just die. Has some friends.
He's getting a little bit low, but I think he's okay, as Jackal just doesn't have it. The sun comes in onto Cracker as the poison gets the Jarvan down. Closer still alive, and the shield comes in. Charvel, meanwhile, going to assassinate Cracker, and also gets on the opposite side, but now bluffing. Pretty strong himself as double buff, looking for another kill, picks it up, and looking for Peter, too. I don't think Peter has the ability to take him down. This Camille is gigantic, as Duckdom... We'll see him probably build an RFC third, as this is just, you know, we always used to make fun of this build, and then the players actually started going more IE. Gonna have to hold on to that thought as in goes Cracker. Very nice taunt and flash, and Closer throws in. Oh, a big taunt, or actually stun onto 2, as out goes Closer and does survive. And now Panther is all alone, and he's just trying to get the kill on a Closer who's like, yeah, cool story, bro. I will help take you down. And DNS are just mauling them now. This roster, they start off well, but then clearly are just getting out macroed and out teamworked. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, the coordination is better for DNS.
Yeah, the coordination is so much better. And it's clear that this is, right now, this first game is just the epitome of LCK team versus Challengers team. As Ingo's Closer just dodges with the belt. I feel like he's having a bunch of fun, maybe a little bit too much fun, although they get trapped in, and who's trapped in here with who? It's actually Bluffing, who will be going down.
Shield comes through here from Peter to prevent him from burning down to the equalizer. And now Pyunchik is like, I want out!
Finds it, gets the 2 against the wall. Excellent play from him, and it's really all done but the crying, as you would say, Wolf.
Yeah, it's a near clean ace.
Connects, thankfully.
Yeah, Peter didn't have his ult to help him. He was nearby, as this is just going to be a dragon going over. The fact that it's Infernal Soul, I think, isn't relevant really in this game as Jackal. I don't know if you want that turret aggro. And here comes Duckers.
Yeah, everybody's on the way now. As DNS said, you are out of position, checkmate. And Bluffing should just burn down. Yeah, he's going to die. And now we got Panther by himself in the jungle. We get Charvel with the ult and emote, classic. And Jackal in the bush. No! Oh, it's just very one-sided, Wolf. I don't know. This is
once again.
This game is over. And the other guys up on the top side are also pretty fed. So,
okay, you can see it's a bit of a dark map here,
yeah.
But I don't know if that matters.
No. It doesn't. Bluffing got caught bluffing. They did call his bluff. And there's everybody else in the bush too. And they all get stunned up against the wall. Charvel just gonna sit them down, put them in their place. And yeah, DNS are just figuring out how to most quickly end this game at this point.
Peter wants to dash flash, but not gonna do it. Got a bounty. He finally got it.
Yeah,
where's Pool Bay? Oh, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way.
Yeah, Cracker's full health.
Okay, I was like, what's he ulting for? I'm not sure about this. There's that punch.
Got him. And all the roots are coming in, all the old follow-up. Cracker's like, look at all my gold. I can kill all of you here. He did get 1, and then he ulted away. So that's the end of that fun that he had.
It's looking like a 25-minute win.
Yeah.
It's empowered recall here for Peter, so he can just ult back in.
Yeah, they're not going to back off of this one with the 14,000 gold lead. And yeah, Cracker in the Shroud, he just dies anyway. And Peter is very tanky at this point, as this will be the Nexus going down at 25.5 minutes. Very one-sided game here from DNS, who it was a little bit worrisome in the first 5 minutes, Wolf. After that, it was all DNS the whole way.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's one thing you could say is there might be a point of attack here. There might be a weak point for this roster in the bottom lane. Maybe they should play through that entirely. But some of these early scraps in the mid lane especially just went abysmally for Jackal and Cracker, and the mid-jungle synergy was way better for DNS. Overall team coordination was way better for DNS, and Closer took over this game. I mean, he's 30,000 damage in a 25-minute game. Usually you can't break 1,000 DPM unless the game goes longer and you get more items. Closer does pick up the Cassiopeia player of the game for game number 1. If Peter's early game was a little better, could have maybe voted for him too. Had a really good game, but I think it was all Closer for me.
They banned Xayah. I mean, Rakan's already gone.
I'm surprised to see HLE pick the Kai'Sa here, because now you're walking into... I thought this was a pick for the supers. You know, I know you have the Nocturne and the Jax, but what if they just go Misfortune Rel or just Kalista and crush the lane? Like, when you pick Kai'Sa, it means I would, more than Alistar, it means I would like to lose the lane.
Yeah.
And DN Supers with an Olaf with now bailout opportunities with Kalista and the Vi.
Just double down and pick, just pick Alistar now.
No.
You've already accepted that you're going to get crushed in lane. Just say, okay, sure. No, they're going to go for Nico instead, who tried to throw in a couple of Qs and did not land them. So that's going to be a decent amount of early damage. Not traded back into the DNS bottom lane.
Level 3 here with the wave in a tough spot for Dudu. Kind of awkward.
he moves in to get the XP from the cannon, but now he has to throw his exhaust in, and Panther's continuing on the play with the ignite, does flash and Q, and it is enough. First blood is given over with the last tick of ignite to Panther priority, but there are still answers to it, and I'm glad to see that our teams are figuring out what they are, or relearning what they are. We do have Charvel on the bottom side of the map after a full clear. Already some nice trading here from Duckdom in the 1v2. Just trying to push this lane ahead as the flash and the predict is huge from Peter as he does get that handshake. Charvel now looking for the kill on a bluffing, and he will pick it up.
Panther, I think, playing well around this. Knows he's got a little bit of a window here, and he will be fine. He also has his ignite, but I mean, that's enough to save him if that health advantage here for Dudu persists. Bit of a scuffle here in the river as Closer looks for the Weaver's Wall.
They try to take down Cracker here, but they do just get his flash. And it's just a fight over the scuttle. We see this all the time. Root comes down on the Charvel, who gets level 6 off of the scuttle, and that just means bluffing is out of position and dies to Duckdom, who flashes for the kill.
Yeah, Charvel doesn't even need to use his ult. I don't know how to feel about that. I think that was pretty optimistic, but he's not punished, so I guess it doesn't matter that much.
I mean, if Duckdom's not there, I guess maybe, as they're going to just throw him into Punchik, who now doesn't have his ult, doesn't have flash, but does have barrier. The bailout is there, and the barrier's not enough to keep him alive.
There's just not a lot of respect for this bailout. It's Call, but it's a Kalista. She's so durable. By the way, he has an amp totem in his inventory.
Did Peter not see him? I mean, just walks by him. We do have that all in the top lane, but Charvel's here. The Grubs just went down. And you know your Nocturne is on the bottom of the map. Why do we have an all-in here? I'm not really sure, Wolf, and that is going to be the end of Panther's reign in the top lane.
Yeah, unfortunately, Panther, I think, just misread the map.
Worry about all-in potential, especially when Ragnarok is down, Exhaust is down.
I feel like half of this matchup is wave control and manipulation, which Panther played incredibly well in the early game and is still trying to hold on to. As here comes the Nocturne ult finally.
Right, they're trying to go here, but the bailout is there as well as a hostile takeover as the fear does come through and Duckdom will go down, but the kill goes to bluffing and Closer and Charvel make their way into this fight. They're looking for Cracker, who just runs away really quickly, and Pyunchik as well. Same thing, able to E his way out of danger. So just the one kill will go their way.
Staking around though. Closer
down. Closer getting a little bit too close to the sun as Pyunchik is able to ult in and press his Q button.
As with the lead he had, he got the Greaves early, but then went for Static Shiv, which is going to help them control the map a little bit, but it doesn't help them snowball this game all too much in terms of the Kalista damage, as Cracker's here and Dudu is just dead, I think.
Oh, what?
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Dude's dead, but right. Okay.
Sometimes you wonder who has a slight gold lead in this game right now. It's only 2,400 gold, the advantage here. Yes, it's fairly early in this game, and there are really strong win cons here for DNS in the mid game, but Cracker.
Okay, that's the knock-up here on a Cracker. The handshake is there as well, and now he's just dead. There's no summoners for him, and the Ren comes through. Bailout just pressed preemptively, as they knew there were a bunch of people on the top side of the map.
I don't know if it's a caster curse, but maybe it's a blessing now.
They are going to get the kill on a Peter here, but now we are going to have a very trapped Charvel, who's just kind of in it by himself, gets over the wall, but the ignite is ticking. The Q doesn't land, but the last tick gets the kill. Bluffing very low as Duckdom throws in a barrier. Pyunchik not able to pick up the kill. That's very unfortunate for him.
Yeah, at least he lives, has his own barrier to defend against Closer's damage that comes back there, doing quite a lot of it. Problem.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the gold lead is being chopped down quite a lot, but DNS still very much feel like they have lots of control here on the map. Another objective secured for them.
Yeah, they're looking to maybe just drop it immediately.
Well, looking for Pyunchik here, who doesn't have his summoner spells. Gets knocked back, and a nice little catch by Closer. Dudu has said, I'm going in, as the hostile takeover comes through and they get under the turret. Here comes Charvel, gonna lock into that mid turret.
Just came back, Charvel, so they need to play around that. They need to just let this turret go. So it's gonna be a tough few moments here. And contesting Dragon is, I don't know if it's really possible.
I mean, they have a nice angle with the Nico with Flash and a Blast Cone. So they have Nico Nocturne. They look for the one target, and they do try to blow him up. And finally, they do get Duckdom down. The Drake did go over to the side of DNS, but look at, we got Dudu in that backline just doing tons of damage and splitting everybody off. As Closer and Dudu alongside of Charvel trying to continue this. Nice blocking with the clone there to prevent the Q to come through for a little bit. And eventually, Charvel can just press his ultimate button. Dudu still on the top side. They're still trying to kill the Olaf. It's not going to work, guys. Bit of damage comes through, but now they're sticking around for the rest of the team to clean them up as Pyongyang is alone, and now he is dead very quickly.
Don't try to kill the Olaf! Don't try it! Suddenly, a 4,000 gold lead.
All right, well, they're going for the Kalista once again. This time the bailout should be there, but the fear comes through from the Nocturne, and it is enough CC to secure the kill. She has good positioning, and, you know, you can use everything onto one carry, but what if they have 3, or, you know, at least 2? I'm not sure if I'm willing to count Talia just yet. Looks like we're going for Cracker now underneath the turret. Jackal's here trying to help out as eventually Cracker should be going down as surely Talia does damage. Even the smite came through and Cracker's gonna live. So even after all that, not enough. Here comes Pyongyang. He's like, hey guys, what's going on over here? Has a little bit of help now, but Pyongyang has so many sticks in him as eventually he will go down to the Rend. And that was a very strange decision from HLE.
Yeah, DNS had so much control there. I think Jackal was like, maybe if I ult here, we've got a bit of an angle. Took a lot of damage on that dive. And the bailout isn't used initially, but it's used there at the end. On to Duckdom, as we do have a TP from this Talia as Panther finds himself in harm's way.
Yeah, he doesn't have Counter-Strike anymore. He's going to try to flash. Does get the Counter-Strike back up. Lands the stun, but Dudu flashes away from the Pop Blossom. That should be enough. And it is enough to get the kill. Peter does come up here. Celestial opposition is down. Gets him very close. Looking for the handshake after the slow. Now the undertow comes in. And one by one, the skill shots will take down Bluffing. Wow, even a hostile takeover to kill the support.
So now, that's his 3rd item. Buffed recently. Very powerful. They have full control over this Cloud Soul. And Cloud Soul and this Olaf. Maybe Dudu can save his ult until he gets that soul, and then he's going to be really running.
Yeah, it's certainly best for him. I guess Duckdom would be next, but not even that awesome. But it has so much value on just the Olaf. As now trying to get away is Closer. Nice knockback on a 3, but eventually Pyongyang takes him down.
This gets awkward. Can they race this dragon down? I think they can with Kalista.
Yeah. Oh, it got to 70. And now I think they should just disengage. No, just kidding.
Dudu says, I have Cloud Soul!
And you know what? He is really strong. Trying to take down Duckdom, not going to be an easy feat either, as they don't even have any tools. They used it all on the Talia. As in comes Panther. Nice little Counter-Strike, but eventually the Q comes through from the Vi. And they do pick up the kill. Cracker very low himself. And is just trying to run away from the Vi, but Charvel finds him. And they don't even need to kill this Rise, but they will.
I don't know what it was as he does go down here ultimately. I don't know what was pinged, but I think you probably heard that as well. Someone pinged something like 7 times at the end of that little scrap. Attempt from Panther, but you know, there's no winning that fight. And now they're just going straight for the Baron, because again, they have a Kalista. Not on it yet, but now he's here.
Kalista from ahead, and Peters is here trying to zone. Not going to be successful at that. The smite is good from Charvel. And nice try from Jackal. The fact that he gets in is a little bit scary. But yeah, DNS, big lead, Cloud Soul, Baron, and many, many threats in the lineup.
Yeah, with this Baron buff in this next wave here, I mean, they could probably just push to threaten this inhibitor turret. Turret itself is going to go down so fast. The inner, that is to say. The inhibitor turret is the next target, as Closer's also prepped the mid-wave to threaten a second inhibitor. He has Weaver's Wall, and he is ready to use it for Siege. We see this all the time when the Talia composition's ahead. He finds Bluffing with his flash and ult, because that's really all HLE have here to try to punish this push, is that Nico. And Bluffing's had a great game. I mean, he's found so many good engages, but...
Charles found him, by the way.
Yeah. They found him, and they're going to chase him.
Not the blast cone. Okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, as you're mentioning, with no bluffing, that's a lot of engage power just gone. So Charvel doesn't need to kill him, but he can follow him around, prevent him from backing for a while. The rest of the team in the 4v4 is going to be heavily favored.
Honestly,
DNS.
Like the value of Charvel on this Siege versus the defensive value of the Nico, it's way better if they can stop the Nico. And now he does get back, but here comes the Realm Warp.
Well, we just had Bluffing ult in the base, so that's not going to be great. And yeah, just the kiting comes in from the Kalista. They don't have the pressure to take him out. Bluffing going to throw in an emote just for fun. And that will be the end of this game. DNS with a solid and very one-sided 2-0 so far. 2 25.5-minute games.
Yeah,
almost
I said
exactly.
I said
4-second difference.
I don't think they can end it the same time they did the last one, but you know what? They proved me wrong with that Cloud Soul team fight into pushing with Baron. This is a trickier vote for me.
Yeah, finally it's like kind of a hard one. I think I'm going for Sharple.
Peter. I'm gonna go for Peter. I think his
You're a little late, but I appreciate the Peter respect.
yeah, I think his laning phase, his ults are really good. It was between Peter, Charvel, and Duckdom for me. I think Dudu had a good game, but
Yeah.
you know, did get solo killed and obviously had a large impact later on anyways, but
And Closer's playing support, so.
and get destroyed in as Duckdom will pick it up. I think that's fair. Like you could give it to basically anyone. But like, what is a good choice actually is the real question. Playing something tanky could work, but they already have
Heimerdinger.
Don't no. This is better.
Yeah, I think Cho'Gath is fine.
Cho'Gath could just eat a shockwave and not care at all. Nara a little bit less so if he is in his mini form. The thing about this draft that irks me the most, I think, for the Hanwha Life esports side of things,
And is just back to laning.
yeah, I think this is fine. Jackal is here, by the way. Duckdom and Peter, no vision.
Yeah, I think they're trying to replicate what happened in game one, perhaps, as already Jackal's getting in there. There's a lot of room already made here by Duckdom. He is still going to be put into the wall, just cleanses it.
Charvel's
Peter
here.
flashes away, and now Charvel on the chase gets in on the Pyonchik, who is going to flash away, and now they just turn on the Jackal, and he is in a lot of trouble, gets taken down. Charvel picks up first blood. Jackal had to skip a lot of his farm in order to try to make that play happen, and so he is on the bottom side of the map once again, but you can see the pressure is already on in the bottom side, so maybe they're trying to bait this and take some harsh trades so that Jackal gets the second gank to work. But Duckdom has flash again. They are trying to go for Duckdom as he drops a trap. They're just going to turn on the Bluffing, who's super low. And yeah, just flashes in, takes the kill. Jackal comes in, gets onto Peter. And that is going to be the kill, actually, as Peter now going to take down Pyonchik. And both AD carries do die, but that's not...
Well, smaller gold lead than we've seen in some other previous games, but here comes Jackal again.
I like that respect out of Charvel. Just realizes he's out of position. He doesn't want to take a huge amount of damage or a bad trade or risk dying. He just flashes and says, you know, we're ahead. Let's take the loss and move on. It's kind of like how early on Closer just backed and picked up her fillable. He's like, well, made a mistake, doesn't matter. Let's get back on the horse. If this route goes in, Pyonchik just going to die. As the Q comes through, there's the net. Follow-up crits, and that's the end of him.
Bluffing also kind of in trouble here. Like, he can't kill Peter, even with the electrocute.
No, yes. I think he just walks into his doom. Maybe he doesn't die, but he gets super low. As now they're looking for Cracker, who is going to have to flash the shockwave.
Knows that Charvel had just flashed on the previous play. Do not magical...
Well, he's got Jackal here, so at least he's got that, but Jackal just misses both of them. And Duckdom is trying to run it off. Gets flashed on by Jackal.
The rock!
One more rock? No!
No, the minions are coming in. Oh! Our exchanges, especially with some of our younger players, is like, you think you're winning it, but when you go mega, you're like, I win it more, but you're running lethal tempo, and you kind of want to have space, and then dude is like, well, I would like to Q you and get my health back and keep fighting, and my maiden's coming over, and it just didn't work out the way he wanted. Now he's down flash.
Jackal just going to run right onto a trap, but Peter in a little bit of an iffy situation.
Too much damage.
I say. I thought Jackal could have maybe impaled and brought him over, but no, he just dies instead.
Charvel's like, good job, guys.
Very well.
If he can hyper proc Dudu a few times, I mean, it starts to stack up if Dudu can't Q him, but
Yeah.
when you get mega, you got to stay away or you're going to get Q'd, and then you go back to mini, and it's just, we keep doing the dance. There are 4 DNS members up here. They said, we're getting this turret. Actually, sorry, there's 5. There's 5.
Yeah, Jackal committing to it. He's going to try to drag Charvel into the turret, I guess. Charvel does take turret aggro, and now he's kind of left alone as a big shockwave comes in, but no follow-up is there. Nice dodge from Closer on that one, as Peter going to walk the Panther. Panther now is in a lot of trouble, gets sniped down.
Closer's here still. He's looking for the kill. Gets it.
Oh, God, it's getting bad. It's getting rough. And a lot of ults are down. Flash, Mancer Q is in, and they can just poke them out of the turret. They have them totally corralled, and there's nothing that HLE can do, as it is an absolute rout in the top lane.
This situation is just, I mean, from here it's kind of unplayable. Jackal might get a straggler.
They're like, oh no! Got him! That was a Heartsteel boom.
Yeah. I'm looking at everything, every angle, every possibility. How DNS could, well, I mean, Wolf's Drama says like this is a 3-0, but I'm trying to think of how I could be wrong. Is maybe Dudu getting caught with a TP flank from Cracker could be one step in the right direction.
It's a lot of CC. That's a bit of health taken back. Dudu surely goes down, right? Oh, blocks the Skarner, does Peter, but the Impale gets the kill. And finally, they do kill the Yorick. But what about the rest of the team? I do wonder. They're going to take out Cracker here, who was pretty low and pretty overcommitted. As now Bartle comes in just to try to survive. Magical Journey, maybe? Nope, just a jump and a flash. Probably the most important thing is that they're aware.
They're just so careful. And they're like, okay, so Jackal's bottom. Look at Duckdom now. He's like, get out of here, Pyunshik. That's my turret.
Yeah.
Closer's here as well.
Pyunshik, he doesn't have flash. That's a nice slow to come down on the Closer. It's going to save his life, as now Closer has to flash Temper Feint, and everything's just thrown into the Gnar, but he will be okay. They're not that far ahead, I guess. Peter going to respect flash here. They're playing very respectful. Jackal going to flash on in, gets the flash out of Duckdom. So trading summoners here.
Where's those Duckdom flashes been all season?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not quite enough to get Dudu, and he's got a Q lined up. And Cracker's dying to ghouls in the maiden!
Oh, Cracker!
And mid lane, you know, there was a lot of trading of summoners, but they got them low enough, and the push continues. And here comes Charvel, getting on top of the Skarner, just going to try to block his way through the wall. I don't think he can actually kill him here, but maybe with the help of his teammates, he will. And that he does. Gets the kill. And yeah, DNS are really just bullying these guys now.
About DNS's run through this tournament, that's so bizarre. You know, they beat Gen.G, they're crushing this Challengers roster, they're playing better than they have all year. And HLE didn't send the big guns, so we didn't even get to see what that could have looked like. We'll never know, as Cracker is almost 0.
You got to know the range of the Orianna. He's going to be able to just ult you. As now we got a TP right on top of the Skarner. Jackal is like, you know what? I'm not even going to press my ult. I'd rather not, actually. I'm going to save it for next fight.
Brooks, what they stole. I think he steps. I think he steps, right? Maybe. He walks in the river, even though he's could be swimming.
Not when he's under the earth.
That's
I
true.
think. Closer might just die here. Do they even have the damage? I mean, okay, finally. Finally, they killed the Orianna. There's a lot of gold here over to Pyunshik. And Charvel is getting in there. They have the Caitlyn now. Is going to be locked up against the wall. That's a free kill. DNS are doing the thing that we were hoping they were not going to do, and that they absolutely did not have to do. Charvel and Peter trying to take this 2v4 into a 2v5. Charvel going to get one and probably just go down. Meanwhile, Panther is hounding down the Karma here under the turret. Gets it. Flashes and ults thin air, but does take down Peter anyway.
Now, though, after the kill that Closer picked up down there, they are going to be able to get control over this Baron. They still have a massive gold lead, even though it's much smaller than it used to be. Jackal has Flash and Impale. Maybe there's a play to be made. DNS should be really careful here, to be honest.
Trying to look for the turn. He just walks into a trap and just take a huge amount of damage. At least gets the Impale off. But the pressing guard is there. And here comes Panther behind them all, looking to get Closer, but instead is just going to die.
Just not coordinated. It's frustrating. They were so close to a good fight here.
No.
Oh, no.
All right, start the Baron again, guys. I think this is the Baron that does no, it's not the one that does damage.
It's Bowling Baron.
Yeah, we do have the Rift Herald in mid, by the way. That was Jackal. He's not going to smite that. A back here from Dudu, who just TPs back into the fight and returns to the play. Jackal.
If Jackal smites this, he dies.
Okay, goes over the wall, and he doesn't quite have enough damage to get it in range for the smite. And they did kill Charvel. Trying to get a binding kill, not going to happen. Karma picks up the kill.
This could be the end of the game. This might be a record for this series. They got Baron. The Herald charged the inhibitor turret. I said it might happen. It did happen.
They got to line it up with 25.5 minutes, though, Wolf. They gotta
They're
do the
record
mean.
setters. They're record setters. They're gonna end the game, Valdez. They got a big push with a Yorick with 3 grubs.
10 seconds until we got mid and jungle coming up, though. I don't know. I think it's a bit early.
HLE probably need to take a defensive posture here. I don't know about trying to catch this team with half a Mega Gnar bar.
Get him, Panther.
I don't know about this.
Don't back down.
They do have Cracker here now on the flank. Now it's kind of playable here for HLE.
All right, that's
Very playable.
Can set up Cracker with the stun, with the scatter? No? Okay. Jackal is going to pick up 2 here, take an insane amount of damage. The follow-up is just not there. Cracker is dying to Closer, who flashes on top of him. Charvel is going 1v3.
It wasn't playable!
And they're not even gonna get him! Charvel just lives through it all!
It wasn't playable!
And now they're gonna end the game, Wolf. Now they will.
Oh, Closer just shuts Cracker down 3 for 3 in the series. 1 play, 1 TPing Syndra gets sent to the Death Realm, and it's GG at 23.5 minutes here for DNS. The full sweep over HLE, and they will be joining T1 and Nongshim in Daejeon. Just a dominant performance, back-to-back wins, back-to-back-to-back, if you consider the win over QMDRX, which was their least impressive of the 3.
I think I'm going Closer here.
I am as well.
Yeah. I had to think for a little bit this time, but yeah, I think it's just not the Closer angle.
I mean, Dudu, Charvel, good angles. Duckdom had a good Caitlyn game. You know, it didn't necessarily help Duckdom's individual performance that they kept stepping on his traps, because that wasn't in his control, but he did put the traps there.
Yeah.
And they did keep stepping on them. Man, I was really impressed with this HLE roster when I cast them earlier in KeSPA Cup. And we've obviously seen bluffing. They had a great start to game number 1. Game 2 had the solo kill with Panther.
Played Duckdom is going to get it once again. Definitely a good Caitlyn game, and I think the guys on the Korean side were certainly giving Duckdom a lot of credit. It was pretty rough for the HLE Challenger boys. As you mentioned, you were impressed the last time, but this time it felt like they were just outmatched. And it will be DNS and T1 and Nongshim in Daejeon. It will be very fun to watch those matches happen. And the first match will be on Monday.
Yeah, Atlas and I will be in Daejeon,
Yeah,
but the game's
it's Daejeon.
It's Daejeon, that's right.